Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Today, we're diving deep, deep, deep into some advice that's, well, it's kind of tailored specifically for you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. 7 tips for introverted achievers. Remember that piece? You sent it over a while back, and I
Oh,
gotta say,
yeah, yeah.
with a title like Kakwan Piwang, which, by the way, for everyone listening, that's Thai. Even I'm a little intrigued.
I know, right? Sounds mysterious.
But, uh, mysteries aside, it's really all about, those introverted strengths, how to actually leverage those to really get things done.
See, that's what I find so fascinating about this whole thing. It's not about, you know, pretending to be someone you're not or like trying to force yourself into this, I don't know, extroverted mold.
Right, exactly.
It's about playing to those strengths, recognizing that introversion isn't this like, a drawback or anything.
Yeah, it's not a limitation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a different approach
different way of doing things.
to achievement.
Uh-huh, spot on.
You know what I've always kind of admired? People who, you know, their actions speak for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Let the work do the talking.
And that's exactly what this first tip in this piece is all about.
Oh, really?
It basically says capabilities and results are powerful weapons.
I like that. Powerful weapons.
It reminds me of this study I read a while back. They actually found that folks who consistently just delivered, high quality work,
Yeah.
they were seen as more influential leaders, even if they weren't like, the loudest ones in every room.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? Like, you don't have to be the one shouting from the rooftops to be heard.
No, not at all. What do you think about that?
I think it makes perfect sense, It's about building that reputation, that solid reputation for, like, reliability,
Yeah.
excellence, which, honestly, let's be real, can be such a relief for introverts
Oh, tell me about it.
who, might find that constant self-promotion like, oh, it's draining. I don't know about you, but have you ever been in a situation where your work just it spoke for itself? You didn't have to brag or anything.
Oh, absolutely. I remember back in my first job, I was so nervous to like present my ideas in meetings, but I kept my head down, just focused on delivering great results.
Yeah, just let the work shine.
And eventually, people started coming to me for advice.
See? There you go.
It was a real turning point.
Exactly. Slow and steady. That's how you build that trust and respect. And, that actually ties them nicely with the second tip here.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, which is all about choosing the right path,
Okay.
even when it's not the easiest one.
I see.
It's about integrity.
That's huge. I can totally see how that builds on the whole, like, letting your work speak for itself thing.
Right.
If you're consistently doing the right thing, even when it's like a tough call, it just reinforces that reliability. It's like building a solid foundation. But how do you think introverts can really navigate those tricky ethical situations that, I mean, let's be honest, they come up everywhere, right, in the workplace?
Oh, for sure. It can be tough. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
But I think it comes down to this being really clear about your own values. Like, what do you stand for?
right.
And then having the courage to actually act on those values. It might mean speaking up when you see something that's not right, even if it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or maybe, it's walking away from a situation that just compromises those principles. It's about making those tough calls.
Tough calls.
But knowing that you did the right thing.
You did what you had to do. Okay, so then we get to tip number 3, which is all about setting, ambitious goals.
Aim high.
It uses this analogy of goals as compasses, which I kind of like.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Guiding us in the right direction. But I got to admit, sometimes those big, audacious goals can feel a little bit, I don't know, intimidating,
Oh, yeah.
especially, for us introverts who maybe, are a little more comfortable taking those smaller steps.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's all about pushing past those self-imposed limitations, though,
Yeah.
Embracing the discomfort that comes with aiming high. And you know what? This actually goes back to what we were talking about earlier about taking the time to really think things through.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The fourth tip here, it really encourages us to spend more time thinking, planning.
It's funny. I used to think, like, needing that extra processing time, I used to see that as a weakness.
Oh, no.
But now I realize it's actually one of my biggest strengths.
It's a superpower.
It is. It allows me to, like, really weigh my options, anticipate those potential, challenges, come up with more creative solutions, I think. But I'm curious, are there like any specific strategies you'd recommend for really, really making the most of that thinking time?
Oh, there are a few, for sure. Time blocking has been huge for me.
Time blocking. Okay.
Setting aside dedicated time for focused thinking. And I mean really focused, like free from all distractions. It's like carving out that space for your mind to wander.
Yeah, let it breathe, and then those connections happen. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Make those connections.
That's a great tip, time blocking. I'm gonna have to try that one. I think that leads perfectly into the fifth tip here, which is all about, finding the right
It's your
environment.
space. Yeah.
Finding a company that actually it aligns with your introverted nature, a place where your strengths are actually valued, not just tolerated, but valued.
This is huge. This can make all the difference. It's about recognizing that a workplace that's, constantly celebrating extroversion, that might not be the best fit.
You know,
It's about finding a culture that values, thoughtful contributions,
right?
encourages deep work,
Deep work.
and embraces collaboration, but in a way that feels, comfortable, natural.
It's creating space for those quiet moments of brilliance, right?
Precisely.
Now, even in the best work environment, I think we all need to be mindful of our energy levels.
Oh, absolutely.
And that brings us to tip number 6. Mental energy requires careful attention. How do you how do you make sure you're protecting that energy, avoiding that dreaded burnout?
Burnout is the worst. For me, it's about setting really clear boundaries, learning to say no to those requests that just drain my energy,
Yeah, yeah,
even if it feels awkward at first,
it can.
and prioritizing activities that recharge me, whether it's taking a walk in nature, getting lost in a good book, or just having some quiet time alone.
Yeah, yeah, just charging those batteries. It's so easy to get caught up in all the hustle and forget to take care of ourselves.
It really is.
But sometimes the things that drain our energy, the most, they're just unavoidable.
That's true.
Which is why I find this final tip so intriguing.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Transform disliked tasks into growth opportunities. Like how could we possibly reframe those dreaded to-dos into something positive?
I love this one. It's all about a mindset shift, Instead of focusing on that discomfort, that, ugh, I got to do this feeling,
Right?
ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
Oh, okay.
What skills can I develop by tackling this challenge? Maybe it's a chance to practice your patience,
Yeah.
improve your attention to detail, or even discover some hidden talent you never even knew you had.
So it's about finding those little nuggets of opportunity,
Exactly.
even in the tasks we'd rather, just push aside.
Yeah, push aside.
And as this source reminds us, success, real success, it doesn't come from luck. It comes from that relentless determination to make the most of every situation.
It really
Where
does.
can you apply more of that determination in your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And that wraps up our deep dive.
There you go. Sarwen AC.